Ooh, so I'm back. I had to reboot after that, and I started up the show and talked for 5 or 6 minutes without having my voice recorded. So, starting over, here we go. It's Wednesday, December 10th, a little after 1 p.m. This is Unmasked, and I'm Jason Fortune, your host. But you know what? This isn't a show. This isn't a talk show. This isn't any of these internet shows out here that I've seen right now. What this is sacred space. In my journeys of having complex PTSD and dealing with all that, I've sat in several healing groups where I shared my story with strangers, and they shared their story with me. And what I found was there's more similarities in all of us than there's not. We all love to join teams. We all love to say Team Reebok, Team Nike, Team this, Team that, Chiefs, Raiders, whatever. That's not what this place is about. This hour here that we're holding, there's no division and we're all the same. It doesn't matter what your age is. It doesn't matter what you believe in. Inside all of us, there's more similarities than there are differences. And that's what this show's about. That's what this hour is about. Yesterday was the first time I've ever broadcast, ever put myself out there, anywhere. And it was extremely powerful and overwhelming. And after it was over, I cried during the show and I cried afterwards. And I don't know, the only word when my wife asked me how it felt, I said the word unshaming. And I don't know why. I'll dig deeper on this later. But it felt very good to be here with all of you as you tune in, as you find your way into this. And what caused me to get this show going as herky-jerky as it is and as much as I'm learning, sorry, I had my producer talking to me. As the reason I got this show going so quickly, and it is, we're falling over. I'm stumbling over myself right now. I've never done this. And it's like, playing music for the first time and you kind of suck when you're up there on stage, and this is where I'm at. So I appreciate anybody that's tuning in and getting with me on this. And to go back to my story, the reason I started this was Christmas time is very difficult for me. I've never had really good Christmas times. Not when I was younger. Not in my 20s and 30s when I had a small family, and I have always had extremely rough Christmases. I've even been arrested twice on Christmas Eve. And I wanted to have a space where any of us could get together and talk for the holidays. Any of you that are out there that are alone, maybe you're alone with a lot of people around you and you feel alone. And maybe you're all by yourself and you're isolated, and that hurts too. Sometimes isolation doesn't hurt. Sometimes it's solitude. But if your isolation hurts, this is a place for you. You can come here and you can sit with us. As you can see, I will open the chats for everywhere that I'm at, and right now I'm broadcasting on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So, anywhere that I'm at, anywhere that you can chat with me, you can get in the box and chat. At times we'll bring you in, I'll bring you in, and you can be able to just talk with me online. But to get back to how it felt yesterday after I got off, I'm sorry, after I shut down the stream and was feeling what it felt like afterwards, it was healing, and it was pretty cathartic, and it was pretty powerful. And today is that day after you have a big, profound moment that really kind of blows you open, and you find yourself, and the next day it's the next day after. And it's these days where we show up again and we all spend time together, where the actual healing kind of matters. The peaks and the valleys are very intense in our healing journeys, but it's these middle roads, the day after the profoundness, where we show up and where it makes a difference in these journeys that we're going on. For me, healing has meant building small steps and small spaces, learning to use boundaries to help myself feel better, learning even what boundaries were, learning that boundaries aren't rejection. When somebody first started putting boundaries on me, it felt like rejection, and it wasn't. It was people teaching me how to heal. And as we can gather our community, as we get together, I look forward to hearing all of you talk about your healing journeys and the steps that it's taken you to get where you've gotten. And maybe some of you that haven't been able to take these steps yet, you can listen and learn from some of us that have. I'm going to do this every day at 1 o'clock, 7 days a week, until after the holidays, so we all have something that we can get through together. It's always important for me, for my complex PTSD, and to hold me in the present moment, to remember stuff like, it's Wednesday, it's 1:23, it's December 10th, and I'm sitting here, I'm wearing a red hoodie. My 2 service dogs are here with me, breathing and sleeping and farting. And I'm here and I'm living, and I'm in a safe space, and I'm in a safe space with all of you, holding this sacred space. When it's important for us during our healing journeys to move slow. And I know at times I'm going to move slow. I'm either reading a note or hearing my producer talk to me. But it's okay. This is not a polished broadcast. This is quiet time for us to hang out. If you can make time for this, if you find this and you can come here every day at 1, if you need people to hang around, if you're lonely, maybe you're not lonely and you're real overwhelmed. Maybe you're running your ass off trying to buy presents for everyone and be everything for everybody, and you just need some time to decompress and let go and say some real shit. This is the place for that. I want to take a second while I let my own self catch up with myself. And if you wouldn't mind, let's just sit here and take a few breaths together. Let's just sit here and breathe for just a second, please. Oh. Learning to take these moments, learning to take this downtime for yourself. It's okay when we're feeling pushed, when everybody wants a piece. It's okay to sit down and take some breaths. It's okay to relax. It doesn't matter how fast everybody wants you to go. If you're in a place and they don't understand where you're at, that's up to them to understand it, not you. It's not up to you to bend yourself and conform into somebody else's speed or do things that make you feel uncomfortable in any way. And you know what? For some of you that understand it and some of you that don't, the holidays, things get compressed. Things get tight. Our nerves get frayed trying to make so many of our family and friends happy. And I encourage you to take space for yourself. Take a day off, take a night off. It's okay to say no. And if somebody doesn't understand that, that's on them. Whew. Having complex PTSD, and any of you that are watching that have complex PTSD or PTSD, there is a need for rhythm and safety in what we do. There's a need to feel protected. Most of our lives, most of my life, my central nervous system has been on fire. I've been in a room full of people talking, and I can barely hear what's going on because of the noise in my own mind. That's complex PTSD. And in the old days, how I would quiet those screaming voices in my head, pour alcohol on it. Alcohol's real good for quietening all those voices. So now that I don't do that anymore, and I haven't drank for 6.5 years now, things are more intense when I don't have that cushion of alcohol that I can layer around myself and charge in anywhere I need to. That's not having that cushion with me has made it to where I can't go to the bars like I used to, or go to a big baseball game, or be around a whole bunch of people. And this is what I mean when I talk about complex PTSD and that need for rhythm and safety. And again, that's what we're going to start doing here every day together. 1 p.m. Mountain Time in the United States. If you need to, figure out what time that is for you. But please be here, 1 p.m. at Mountain Time. As this community grows, and I have a feeling it will, I wouldn't have started doing this if I didn't have a feeling that this was needed, because I'm not doing this for vanity. I'm not doing this for myself. I mean, that's not true. I am doing this for myself. I look forward to meeting any of you and hearing your story and hearing you share in whichever way you do want to share. I look forward to holding this space every day for an hour as we all grow and learn that strangers aren't strangers. Sometimes we're closer with strangers than we are friends and family. And what we can tell each other in these spaces and the relief we get from it and the power of vulnerability, it changes you. It changed me. I was not this person now. I'll tell my story a little as we move on, and today's not that day, but this wasn't me 3 years ago. That's for sure. That is for sure. So, Unmasked. Unmasked is not a show. This is a practice. This is where we come and show up every day. We say things that we don't say to our parents, our kids, our best friends. We practice it here. We unmask a little every day. We breathe a little every day. We be honest. Vulnerability, honesty. That's the way out. A few more things too. Loving yourself, of course. It all starts with the self-love. And there's a lot of ways to get there, and we're all going to learn and talk about that kind of stuff. There is something in showing up every day, showing up here at 1 o'clock, my dedication to be here for this hour, for all of you, for myself, to learn from you. There's something in this, the healing journey. Like I said, the peaks and the valleys, that's pretty easy kind of easy. I mean, they're real emotional and they're real intense. It's these middle days. It's these middle days after you have a profound day when you practice showing up for yourself, taking deep breaths, listening to some music that soothes you, that makes you feel calm. It doesn't matter if you call it healing, whatever you want to call it for yourself. I don't care. This world does not tell us to do this kind of stuff anymore. We never hear, take a break for yourself. We never hear, slow down, man. It's okay, slow down. We don't hear this kind of stuff. We only hear the opposite of that. And guess what? During the holidays, like I said, just go ahead and take everything we're talking about, and I guess like times 3, times 5, all of those feelings, love, joy, grief, anger, isolation. Ooh. I am, looks like we have some chats coming on here. Oh, looks like we have our first even bot or something. Guess how this, you're gonna have some stuff to learn, I guess. Is this a person or, I don't know. I think that's a bot. Anyway. Just pulling myself back together after the bot got in my head. As I sit here with all of you and we do this, as we slowly come together and build this community, I look forward to learning more about myself. This is an exploration of me. It's kind of intense to set this up, to put myself out there. I don't know how it looks like 2 people are watching me right now. Awesome. As I learn about you, as we become a community here, as this starts to happen, as the Sage Collective starts to grow, and we have a lot to talk about Sage Collective later. We do. But that's not for today. Today is just me sitting here and any of you that are watching me maybe later on, maybe getting to know the station. It's to get a feel for me and what this is going to be about. You know, I'm sorry, you're going to hear these pauses that I take every once in a while when I try to pull myself together and talk about this. And another thing maybe I need to tell you all is I'm not scripting this. I have a very loose format that I'm working off of, but I come to you guys open and looking for what needs to be said. And I look towards for you guys to feel what needs to be said too. So, I wonder how long we've been broadcasting now, 21 minutes. That feels pretty good. I'm getting comfortable being here, and I'm getting comfortable being with you. And I'm getting real excited about when we actually get to talk, when we get to share things together and get to learn more about each other. This is Rhea, my dog back here, my service dog. And man, I'll tell you what, dogs for me, they are a spirit guide. If you pay attention and you'll bond with your dog, they can read your energy. They know what's going on with you before you do. And one of the reasons I have service dogs is they alert me when I'm starting to get into an episode before I even know myself that I'm going there. So, for those of you that already know what I'm talking about with dogs, awesome. For those of you that kind of wonder, for those of you that have a pet and it's not sleeping in bed with you at night and you're not thinking about it when you're apart, you know, it's there thinking about you all the time. So I very much encourage you to plug in. Plug in, man. Outside of my kid, you know, I mean, he's off doing other things now, and he's off in his own world. And my two dogs, they are my kids at home now that I spend all my time with. And being able to have service dogs, I keep them with me 24/7, and that is a wonderful thing. And for those of you that can't do that, I get it. When those of you that I see bring your dogs to work and they sit in the car waiting for you so you can just come out and spend a few minutes with them, I get it. I get it. It's probably time for this world to start waking up and realizing how healing a dog is and how much we need them at work. Need them everywhere. My dogs go with me to my haircuts, my dentist appointments, my doctor's appointments. They're everywhere with me, and they're not ever not with me. You know what? Let's go ahead and take a breath for dogs, for the awesomeness that dogs are, for the awesomeness that Ray is, and Coach. Let's take a breath. Oh, you know, when we do these breaths together, when we take a deep breath, we're grounding and we're centering ourselves. We're meeting ourselves at that space where we get to know each other. And when you take enough of these breaths, when you take enough of these slow down periods, you'll start to hear your voice inside talk to you, and that's your soul. First it whispers when it's hard to listen, and the more you listen to it, the stronger it gets, and it's telling you what you want. It's telling you what you need. You just have to learn to listen to it. That being present in the body is not something I ever knew before. You know, I was not present in my body ever. My window of tolerance was about that wide, and anything could set me off, and I would go into a rage. And the only way that I could basically calm it down was to numb it out. Numb felt good. Before I started my healing, numb felt good. And you know what? On my days where it hurts, I want to feel numb again. I do. And I'll move through the day kind of carrying the pain, and it goes away, and afterwards I'm always really, really glad I didn't choose to numb the pain away. Yesterday opened something inside me, doing this broadcast, doing this and sitting here talking like this. I didn't think I could do it, and it opened something that I'm glad it opened, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here for this, half hour to an hour. Hopefully, as people fill in, as the circles start to grow, we'll see what happens. I am very much the type of person that I don't plan. I kind of start off on a mission, and I improvise, adapt, and overcome, and that's what this is. We are starting this show now, and it will get better, and it will grow as we go along. Today helped settle my nerves. I feel real calm and comfortable being here with you, sitting here and sitting back and enjoying this. Thank you for letting me be real. Thank you for letting this not need to be polished and scripted and masked. I'll be here tomorrow, 24 hours from now, 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And any of you that get reached today on any clips that go across social media, or anybody that sees anything and you want to be here, please tune in. Please. I would love to see you. I am broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok right now. As we build, I'll open up more channels. This is an inclusive project, and I'm trying to reach as many people as I can. Thank you very much for choosing to spend time with me, for showing up for yourself. When you come to this Unmasked, when you come here to this room, when you come into this sacred space that I'm holding, you're showing up for yourself. Be real honest about that. It's cool if we can build a community and we're all here and we're all together. That's what we do. We come together for this, but this is showing up for yourself and showing up for healing. And, I'm real proud of myself for doing this show and committing to it and having the stones to put myself out there. Because if you knew me for the last 52 years, this isn't something I do. I operate in back rooms and I operate in small spaces, and I do not do anything like this ever. I hope that music wasn't too loud and you could actually hear what I was trying to say, but in case you didn't, this isn't something I do. This isn't something I do, putting myself out here like this, and I appreciate myself for doing this, and I'm really excited about what this space is going to become as it grows and evolves and changes. My name is Jason Fortune. This show is Unmasked. I'll be here again tomorrow, and we're going to have more to talk about, and hopefully you start talking too. Thank you, and you have a great rest of your day.